Hi Libra, welcome to your end of April 2018 Tarot update. It's Rena here using the, why can't I think of the name of this? Druid Craft Tarot deck. Maybe it's because I just got it not too long ago and I'm still getting used to it. The cards are bigger than normal. And, you know, some people noted that on Amazon. I was like afraid that it was going to be so big that it was going to be ridiculous, but it's not. I think like I've seen tarot readings on YouTube where somebody has like big, you know, normal tarot cards and they look strange, you know, they look so humongous, but these aren't that much bigger. Well, I'll let you be the judge. Okay, 2 cards came up, so there you go. I'm going to put them out as 2. Oh, it's funny because I don't think I've ever gotten this one yet since I've just started this, and I was like, humana, you know, what's this? Cernunnos? I guess that's supposed to be the devil because it's number 15. But, you know, it's funny because I have to look that up. I've heard that name before, but, I mean, I'll be honest. That's pretty wild because it looks like a half man, half stag. Which is very unusual. That 5 of Pentacles is such a gorgeous design, or illustration, I should say. Princess of Swords, and, oh, the High Priest. I think this is the first I've ever had that, which is interesting. Instead of calling it the Hierophant, they call it the High Priest. I was thinking high, you know, like he's high on something. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, let me just look at some of these cards. I think these are really good cards. It's just that they're all like, except for the, yeah, there's a couple of Major Arcana cards here, which can talk about change, you know, when you get a lot in one reading. Of course, this is just an update, so. All right, so we have here the 3, well, this was the first one that came out here. Queen of Wands. This is associated, supposedly, it's funny. You see her cat? Wands are, the suit of Wands is associated with fire energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but cats would be associated with Leo, right? Because lion, Leo. Now, in the Rider-Waite deck, they show a woman holding a sunflower. So again, Leo is ruled by the sun. However, supposedly, astrologically, it's supposed to connect with Sagittarius. So that is a real mind screwer-upper. So I don't really know. What I can say, though, is I'm trying to see how I would, you know what I would say? Some of you, because the 3 of Pentacles can be about working with others, and this could be like on a project at work. But with the Queen of Wands, you may assume a position of authority, especially if you're a woman who's watching this, which a lot of you will be. So for Libra, you are a cardinal sign. So cardinal signs do tend to move into positions of authority, but supervisory positions where they are actually giving orders to others. And why, you'd say, well, why does a Libra person get to do this? Because cardinal signs, and the other cardinal signs are Aries, your opposite sign, and Cancer and Capricorn. These are the executive signs. They're the signs that are the go-getters, the folks that are very, like, you could say very bossy, so they become bosses. Libra people tend not to be too bossy, but you are take charge, definitely. When you can figure out what you want to do, you may always be going in two different directions. But regardless, the point being that you are someone who is capable of this, and so you may be actually assuming that position, and there's this feeling of confidence that you have because of this, because you're really feeling on the job that you and your coworkers, if you want to refer to them as that, are working well together, and you can give them orders without being some kind of a bad person. Now, there may be certain of you out there where this is not, you're not actually in control of other people, and it could simply mean that you are gaining in confidence and you can work well with others without feeling like your voice is not being heard or something along those lines. And of course, this could always relate to personal relationships. I would say with personal relationships that there may even be like a third-party situation, and you have more confidence about what is going on. In other words, you're not going to allow another person to, it wouldn't be intimidate or like to make you feel bad about yourself if they're involved with somebody that, else. What crosses you is represented by the Page of Pentacles. Again, I did get this, I think, for another card. The pages are messages, and because of the Mercury retrograde, something may have gotten screwed up, and all I can say is that I don't have my ephemeris in front of me of exactly when Mercury will regain its former strength, but you just have patience in the last couple of weeks of the month, because it does take a little time for Mercury to get fully back on track, and you may notice it day to day, like little things. It was really funny because I bought a microphone during Mercury retrograde, and I didn't even think twice about it because it didn't cost that much money. And I went to plug it in the other day, and it had stopped working. So can I really say that? And I remember even thinking, oh gosh, I'm not going to be that into it. And they said, if you buy something during like a electronic device or something like that, it may very well, go out. And apparently that was exactly what happened. But I kind of like brushed it off, but now I have to get a new microphone. And the same thing may have happened to you with something that you were trying to accomplish, and maybe it was a letter that got lost in the mail, who knows. But whatever it is, with Pentacles, there's something attached to it. Maybe it was like a contract that you're trying to sign, but something is kind of keeping that from happening. Interesting that this card is coming up as the underlying reason for everything. The Devil card, my gosh. Well, one of the Pentacles is, because Earth is Capricorn. So if there's and that's the usual suspect for a Libra. Because I was going to say too, there may be a Capricorn individual, like a relationship with a Capricorn person that hasn't gone very well. And so that would be kind of like confirming that it was actually a Capricorn. Usually when I see the Devil card, I'm thinking of something along the lines of being lured by money and not doing what you want to do. In this particular case, though, the Three of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands are very positive cards, very constructive and enthusiastic about whatever it is that you're doing. So I'm thinking that this may be more about something to do with that Page of Pentacles energy. Like a relationship. I was even saying that you may be in a relationship with somebody at work, and that it's kind of like a lustful thing. That's what the Devil card would be. If you're involved like an extramarital relationship, I mean, the other person is married, and you know that, and you're with that person. Maybe that's what the Devil card is representing. I'm not sure. The higher message, a spiritual message, is represented by the Ten of Cups. And this is a card of marriage, and you see happily ever after and family harmony. Now, this is a very powerful, positive card. But if we're talking about, you know, again, ethical issues surrounding a marriage, if you're involved with somebody, yeah, the Queen of Wands could even be like the fact that this person is involved, has a child with somebody else, and you know this, and this would be somebody who lives with that person, and you know it. Well, the Ten of Cups is saying, you know, you're a part of this. I don't feel like the other party should be confronted first and foremost, because they didn't make vows with that person, but you cannot absolve yourself of any guilt if you're involved in an affair with somebody that you know is married, even if they didn't tell you at first. As soon as you find out and you participate in that, then you have to, you know, accept the consequences of those actions. And by the way, you know, this is where people get very irate, because they think you're judging, you're being preachy. And, you know, I get it both ends, because a lot of times I just, like, I don't even talk about, I don't talk about, oh, you have to accept whatever the seeds that you've sown. I always say that. However, in this case, because this is the spiritual message, it's looking at it from that perspective, which is not punitive at all. Anything that is cause and effect is not punitive. It's just simply the law. So you can choose to obey the law, you can choose not to, but you can't escape the law. That's the point. And the point is that if you're looking for a happy marriage, then you have to respect other people's marriages. But here's the other kicker. This is the kicker of this. If you're looking for happily ever after with somebody and they are cheating on their spouse, you're barking up the wrong tree. You're looking in the wrong place. So I think that's also a very important point to make, is that if you are looking for a certain thing, you have to go to where it is. And it's not going to be with somebody who's cheating, because they're not trustworthy. Hello. But everybody's ego is such that they think, I'm going to be different. I'm going to be the one that makes this person stay faithful. And, you know, I can't say that 100% of the time that would not happen. Of course not. But there still is this pesky little thing called cause and effect. And it doesn't even have to be that mystical. It's just very simple. You know, you get involved, you know, they say you sleep with a dog, you get fleas. That's what you want to do. Don't complain about the outcome. And this is advice represented by the Five of Pentacles. This is a card that I think, you know, it talks about lack consciousness. And so I'm trying to see, because I do feel that this is not just a, there's got to be some, there's got to be some connection to work matters, because there are, okay, You know what it might be is that some of you have a job offer that really has been throwing you into a tizzy because you're tempted to take it. And it might be that you're getting more money, but it might not be what is really right for you. Okay? So in that case, the Five of Pentacles is about lack consciousness. You know, why do people worry so much about having enough? Because the Five of Pentacles could be somebody who really is in a bad financial situation. But this is advice. So I think that it's possible that some Libra people just happen to have a fear-based mentality when it comes to money for whatever reason. You know, usually it's how you grow up, or it might even be a past life influence where the person was in an abject poverty. And so no matter how much money they have in their life right now, it's never enough, or they're worried about it going away. And so the Five of Pentacles is something that you have to really get your head on straight about so that you don't spoil your life worrying about this nonsense and passing up good jobs. Yeah, maybe even the Page of Pentacles is... I feel, though, that you're in a good place, that if you did get an offer, it wouldn't necessarily be something that you want, because it isn't, it's a new situation, but it may not be what you're looking for. It wouldn't be a good environment, but it may pay more money, and that's what's kind of making you so afraid not to take the job. What's coming in is the Princess of Swords. Now, what might happen, this is like the Page of Swords, what could possibly happen is that you may find out something about this job offer, and then you realize you dodged a bullet, that actually it wasn't a good situation at all. And let me see here. By the way, I just wanted to let you know, Libra, you're going to have that full moon in Scorpio at the end of the month in your 12th house. And that secrets can come out in that house. So that could be about anything. But it could just make you aware of how you hold yourself back, how you trip yourself up. I feel like this could be true of like relationships as well. Maybe you're involved with somebody who is, who either is married, but maybe they said they're in the process of getting divorced, and then you do a little bit of sleuthing like Nancy Drew, and you find out that that isn't true at all. That you see a picture of them on Facebook, and they just went to the Bahamas together. And they're not, they don't look like they're about to separate anytime soon. The outcome is the High Priest, which is associated with, it's the Hierophant, in other words. Does anybody know, is he part of the Illuminati or what? I don't know what that means to this. It looks like a Viking. But anyway, the High Priest connects with the Hierophant, so that's all about, it could be about marriage, traditional values. So it could be that you decide to go into the corporate life. So maybe that was what the offer was, and you resisted that offer, but you're going to decide to go for it. It can be a card associated with Taurus, and we did get some Pentacles, and I was saying that it was Capricorn, but maybe it's Taurus after all. The other earth sign is Virgo. But in any case, you may decide, if you're seeing somebody and they're married, you may decide that you're going to honor tradition, because like the Ten of Cups, you want what they have in that picture. You want that family, that happy family, and you don't want to deprive another person of it. And you also know that in order to get what you want, you have to do things that make that happen. And you may come to the understanding, Libra, that you're in a dead-end situation. And you just kind of like, it's not about giving up, but it's simply acknowledging that there's no future in whatever's happening. And the other person may be promising you something to keep you, to string you along, and you realize that you're looking for the real deal. And it's also a card of like this of spirituality too. So you may find comfort in that, in kind of like defining your life better, of what you're looking for, or the ultimate purpose of it. Okay. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, Libra. If you'd like a private reading, I have different types, and you know, my love readings are mostly astrology based. But I have all types of readings. Just check my online store. The link is below to that. My website is rainandmoonastrology.com. Take care, Libra. Bye.